Welcome to Espresso Jams, short, concentrated, delicious conversations about business, life, and more. And now, here's your host, Joe Matz.
Hello, Joe Matz here with another episode of Espresso Jams. They're short, concentrated, delicious conversations. And today I have the honor of having a local celebrity with us on this call, Joe Novara. And if you've been around in the Raleigh, Apex, Clayton area, anywhere around here, you probably know Joe. He is an excellent coach. Has written a number of books on network marketing and connecting with people and how to connect with people and how to be of service to others. And that all comes back to you. So, with that brief introduction, let me introduce you all to Joe Novara.
Thanks, Joe. I really appreciate you asking me to be here today. It's a lot of fun to do this.
It's my pleasure. Did I leave anything out of the introduction that you'd like to build on?
Well, yeah, so I'll say the three books I have real quick are Intentional Networking. The second book is Grow Your Network, Grow Your Business. And the third book is Mindset Matters, Setting Goals and Securing Sales. Those are my three
Excellent.
books. Yeah,
Excellent. And there'll be contact information at the end of this video for everyone watching.
awesome.
Um, and we're going to talk today about setting goals for the future,
Yeah.
right? And of course, we all know goals are so important. But Joe, what can you bring to us today in these few minutes that we have together?
Well, I mean, the one thing that I have found, Joe, over the years is that what happens with folks a lot, and listen, I've been guilty of this myself, is saying, this is my goal, that's my goal, those are my goals, but never actually creating some kind of a specific plan that will go with those goals that help to make them actually materialize.
Hmm.
That I notice is a big problem, which is why a lot of my coaching has shifted more towards goal execution coaching.
Okay. And they say a goal without a plan is a wish or a dream.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I always
Uh,
like to say I love wishes. I have two daughters, and when they were little, I loved the whole Disney thing, but I can't live my life on a wish.
right. Right. I mean, you need a plan A, B, and C, and that might be your plan
Yeah,
D.
exactly, exactly.
So how do
And
you help people once they have a goal? How do you help them to take some action steps or turn that goal into reality?
yeah, well, the first thing we have to do, Joe, is we have to identify the first thing is to identify, is this goal what you really want? Okay,
Hmm.
because a lot of times people either they pick a goal that somebody else picked for them, okay, or they picked a goal because they felt it was the easiest thing to go towards. Where in the end, let's say somebody's goal is to break six figures in their business. Okay, that's their goal, and that's not always it. It's not always about money, but if their goal is to break six figures, and but they're only, in their plan, they only allow for 1 hour of follow-up calls per week, or they only attend one business event per month, or whatever it is. So they're not real. Their plan is not set to what their goal actually is. Uh, so maybe that's right now, that's not what your real goal needs to be. First, your goal needs to be setting a good plan. That's like, we have to chunk these things down.
Hmm.
Sometimes our big goal has to come later. We have to create smaller goals that are going to help us to get to those bigger goals. um,
So if someone is planning to make six figures or walk in North Carolina from west to east, which is like over 400 miles, those are big goals. So,
right.
and you have to chunk it down and have what we might call milestones.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. Milestones. I like that. Yeah. So if I'm going to walk from Tennessee to the coast, the first thing I need to look at is, what's the weather going to be? Is this the right time to do that? Where am I going to stop along the way? So my first goal needs to be, is developing the plan. I don't want to drive to the Blue Ridge Mountain, have my wife kick me out of the car and say, "Okay, start walking," and not have any kind of a plan there. So the first part of that goal of walking end to end needs to be developing the plan. Just that alone is a goal. And
And
most people don't do that.
they don't. And could we also say part of that plan is to make sure you're in shape and you have the tools? In this case, the tools might be leg
Exactly.
muscles, um,
Right.
and the equipment. You need a backpack at least and some equipment in there.
That's right. And you need to make sure you have the right, enough water, enough, all of that. Where are you going to eat? Where are you going to sleep? So now you put that into a business. Now we change that to a business. How am I going to get to this 6-figure or 7-figure income? You have to have a plan to get there. You can't just throw that goal out there and say that that's what I'm going for, and I'm just going to work as hard as I freaking can till I get that.
That
Because
sounds haphazard.
yeah, but how many people, Joe, do we know who do that all the time?
That's true. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
see a lot of people banging their heads against the wall and just never moving forward.
So what if I have a goal, or one of our clients has a goal, for example? What is the best way to help them begin that planning process? Or is it a mindset? Do they have to realize that they need a definite plan?
Well, so the first thing that they'll want to do is identify. I usually say 6 steps. What are the 6 most important steps you're going to need to implement in order for that goal to start moving towards that goal? And that those 6 steps. Now, my former coach used to say 8. I whittled it down to 6. To me, it just feels like you can sometimes those other 2 can fit snugly into the other 6.
Okay.
And so but those 6 steps are the first. What are the things I'm going to do on a regular basis? Now, some of those, when I say regular basis, that could be monthly, that could be daily, could be weekly, whatever it is. You need to have 6 different action steps that you're going to be taking that move you towards the goal. Because, like I always say, and you have to take action in order to get results.
Right. Right. And it might be if they're repeated regularly. Are we talking about creating habits, success habits?
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Like for me, follow up is a
Hmm.
success habit. Following up with others is a success habit for me. I find for a lot of other sales professionals and small business owners, follow up is usually a weakness. So that is so often something we have to implement and get that to be a habit. And so I push that all the time. You have to
Right.
follow up. You have to follow up.
Yes. Yes, that's great. And Joe, for our listeners, what would be one action step that they could take today to get on the right path?
So if I was to meet with somebody today for the first time, and they have a small business or they're a sales professional, the first thing I would tell them is to look back over the last 3 months of the people that you have, prospects that you have engaged with, that you have not followed back up with. Make a short list and then make it your business to follow up with each one of those people over the next, we'll say, 2 weeks to 30 days. And you will be amazed at the engagement you'll get.
That's great. That is super. And Joe, if people want to get in touch with you and start a conversation or know more, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, all of my contact info is right on my website, which is www.joenovara.com. And that's spelled Novara, joenovara.com.
And we've got that written right down in the video, so you can find it right
Beautiful.
there.
All right.
Super. Great, Joe. Sure appreciate you being on the show, man. It's good to see you.
Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate you asking me.
Thanks. Bye now. Bye bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.